You ever hear a rumor about yourself that's so wild, it feels like someone's writing fiction with your name on it? That's how it started for me. I'm Ethan Carter, 29, just a regular guy trying to make a living as a freelance graphic designer in Seattle. I'm not perfect, but I'm honest, and I thought that counted for something. Until Jessica Lane, my ex-girlfriend, decided to burn my world to the ground. It was a Tuesday afternoon, late summer, when my phone buzzed with a message from my buddy Nate. "Yo, you see what's going around about you?" Attached was a screenshot of a group chat people I barely knew, tossing my name around like it was a punchline. They were saying I'd been cheating on Jessica, blowing client money on gambling, even getting into fights at bars. None of it was true. I don't gamble, I've never thrown a punch, and Jessica and I broke up 6 months ago after she got bored and ghosted me. But there it was, this venomous thread painting me as some kind of lowlife. I sat on my couch, staring at my laptop, feeling my stomach twist. My inbox had 3 new emails, clients pulling out of projects, citing concerns about professionalism. My heart sank. This wasn't just gossip, it was sabotage. I scrolled through more messages Nate sent, and there it was, Jessica's name, tied to every rumor. She wasn't just talking behind my back, she was orchestrating a campaign to wreck me. I met Jessica at a coffee shop 2 years ago. She was charming, all sharp wit and big dreams, working as a marketing coordinator for a tech startup. We clicked fast, late-night talks, road trips, the whole deal. But she had a mean streak, one she hid well until things got rocky. When she dumped me, I didn't fight it. I figured clean break, move on. I never imagined she'd hold a grudge so deep she'd try to erase me. That night, I couldn't eat. I kept refreshing my notifications, watching the rumors spread like wildfire. Friends were texting, asking if I was okay, if there was truth to it. My reputation, my livelihood depended on trust, and it was slipping through my fingers. I wanted to scream, to confront her, but I knew that'd make it worse. Jessica was clever, always one step ahead with her words. I needed a plan, not a tantrum. By midnight, I found something else. A message from a girl named Sarah, someone I vaguely knew from Jessica's circle. She sent me screenshots of Jessica bragging about teaching me a lesson in another chat. It wasn't just me, she'd done this to others, twisting stories to make herself the victim. My hands shook as I saved the files. This was the first crack in her armor, and I wasn't going to let it go. What do you do when someone tries to bury you with lies? You dig for the truth. But where do you even start? The next few days were a blur of coffee, anxiety, and late nights hunched over my laptop. I wasn't sleeping much. How could I, when every notification felt like another knife in my back? Jessica's rumors were spreading faster than I could keep up. A potential client, some big-shot startup founder, canceled a meeting, saying he'd heard things. My portfolio site's traffic tanked. Even my sister, Claire, called from Portland, worried after someone mentioned the gossip to her. I felt like I was drowning in a story I didn't write. But those screenshots from Sarah? They were my lifeline. She'd sent me more than just Jessica's gloating. There were months of messages, Jessica spinning lies about other people to her old coworker, a former friend, even a guy she briefly dated. She'd accused her coworker of stealing ideas, her friend of betrayal, the guy of being obsessive. The pattern was clear, Jessica didn't just lie, she weaponized stories to control how people saw her targets. It was chilling, like she thrived on the chaos. I started reaching out, quietly. I messaged Sarah first, thanking her for the heads up. She was hesitant but spilled more over a call. Jessica's got a way of making you feel small, she said, voice shaky. She did it to me last year, said I was spreading rumors about her. I lost half my friends before I figured out it was her twisting everything. Sarah sent me more evidence, voice memos of Jessica ranting, texts where she planned her revenge on others. I saved everything, organizing it in a folder labeled Truth. I wasn't just collecting dirt for me. I realized this was bigger. Jessica had hurt people, and no one had called her out. I reached out to her other victims, people I found through Sarah's screenshots or mutual contacts. There was Marcus, a quiet IT guy who'd worked with her, and Lila, a barista who'd been her friend until Jessica turned on her. They were scared but angry, and they trusted me enough to share their own proof, emails, texts, even a recorded call where Jessica laughed about ruining Marcus's job prospects. I felt this fire in my chest, not just anger but purpose. I wasn't going to let her keep doing this. But confronting her directly, that'd be playing her game. She'd twist it, make me the villain. No, I needed to go public, but smart undeniable proof, laid out for everyone to see. I started drafting a plan, a social media campaign, not to attack her, but to show the truth. Screenshots, recordings, timelines. I'd let her own words bury her. The risk was huge. If I messed this up, I'd look desperate, petty, or worse, guilty. I spent hours staring at my screen, second-guessing myself. What if no one believed me? What if this backfired? But then I'd remember the clients I'd lost, the friends who'd gone quiet. I had to do this, not just for me, but for everyone she'd hurt. Was I ready to take her down, or was I about to make the biggest mistake of my life? I've never been a vengeful guy. Growing up, my dad always said, "Don't fight fire with fire, use water." But Jessica wasn't a spark, she was a wildfire, and water wasn't cutting it. By week 2, I had a digital war room on my laptop, folders of screenshots, audio files, and a spreadsheet tracking every lie she'd spread about me and others. It was like being a detective in my own life, and it was exhausting. I reached out to more of her victims. There was Derek, a guy she'd dated before me, who said she'd tanked his freelance gigs by telling clients he was unreliable. He sent me a chain of texts where she admitted to having fun messing with him. Then there was Anna, her old roommate, who'd moved out after Jessica accused her of stealing. Anna had emails proving Jessica had made it all up to get her evicted. Each story made my blood boil, but it also strengthened my resolve. This wasn't just my fight anymore. I spent hours crafting how I'd share this. I didn't want to just dump a bunch of files online that'd look chaotic, like I was unhinged. I needed a narrative, something clear and undeniable. I started writing a post, not naming Jessica at first, just laying out the pattern, someone spreading lies to ruin lives. I'd attach evidence, anonymized at first to protect the others, but clear enough to make the point. My plan was to post it in a few group chats, let it spread naturally, then go bigger if it gained traction. But doubt kept creeping in. What if people thought I was obsessed? I mean, I was spending every waking hour on this. My apartment was a mess, takeout boxes piling up, laundry ignored. My sister called, worried I was spiraling. "Ethan, you sure this is worth it?" she asked. I didn't know how to answer. Was it worth it? My career was on life support, my name dragged through the mud. But going after Jessica meant stepping into a war I wasn't sure I could win. Then I got a break. Marcus sent me a bombshell, a recorded Zoom call from a team meeting at Jessica's old job, where she bragged about handling people who crossed her. It wasn't just me, she'd targeted half her team, and the recording was crystal clear. I listened to it on loop, her smug voice fueling my determination. This was the smoking gun. I finalized my post that night, my heart racing. It was calm, factual, but sharp, every word chosen to cut through her lies. I scheduled it to go out the next morning in a group chat with people who knew us both. My finger hovered over the button, my chest tight. Once I hit send, there was no going back. What happens when you pull the trigger on something like this? Would it save me, or destroy me? I barely slept that night. My post was set to go out at 9 a.m., and I spent the hours before pacing my apartment, second-guessing every word. It was simple but brutal: someone's been spreading lies about me and others, ruining careers and friendships. Here's the truth. I attached screenshots, blurred out names for now, and a link to a Google Drive with the audio files. I didn't name Jessica yet. I wanted her to see it, to know it was coming, to feel the walls closing in. At 9:01, my phone started buzzing. Notifications poured in, reactions, questions, people tagging others. By noon, the post had spread to 3 group chats, then 5. Friends were messaging me, some supportive, some skeptical. "Ethan, is this about Jessica?" one asked. I didn't reply. Let them figure it out. The screenshots were clear, her words, her lies, her laugh as she planned to teach people a lesson. By afternoon, Sarah texted me, "She's freaking out. She's messaging everyone, saying you're obsessed." I expected that. Jessica was predictable, she'd play the victim. But I had more. I uploaded another file to the drive, this time the Zoom recording, and shared it in a bigger group, one with her coworkers. I still didn't name her, but the voice was unmistakable. People started connecting the dots. My inbox was a war zone. Some called me brave, others said I was stooping to her level. A client emailed, apologizing for pulling out, saying they'd heard new context. My heart lifted a little, maybe this was working. But then Jessica messaged me directly, "You're pathetic, Ethan. You'll regret this." No denial, just threats. That's when I knew I'd hit a nerve. I spent the evening refreshing notifications, watching the post gain traction. People were sharing it beyond our circle now, into bigger networks. Marcus and Anna reached out, saying they were ready to go public too. We planned a joint post, naming Jessica explicitly, with their evidence backing me up. It felt like we were building an army, but I was terrified. What if she had something up her sleeve? She was cunning, always had been. That night, I got a call from Nate. "Dude, her boss just saw the recording. She's in trouble at work." My chest tightened, not with guilt, but with something else. Satisfaction? Relief? I wasn't sure. All I knew was the truth was out, and it was spreading faster than her lies ever did. But what happens when you corner someone like Jessica? Do they back down, or come out swinging? The next morning, my post was everywhere. I woke up to hundreds of notifications, people sharing, commenting, arguing. Some were on my side, calling out Jessica's lies, others thought I was airing dirty laundry. But the evidence was too strong to ignore. The Zoom recording was the clincher. Her voice, smug and unapologetic, was undeniable. By noon, Marcus and Anna added their own posts, naming her and sharing their stories. The tide was turning. Jessica's response was predictable. She posted a long, tearful message, claiming she was being cyberbullied. She said I was obsessed, that I'd faked the screenshots, that I was unstable. But she didn't address the recordings or the specific texts. People saw through it. Comments piled up, calling her out, sharing their own stories of her lies. She was losing ground fast. Then the big blow came. Her company put her on leave. Marcus texted me the news, saying a coworker had forwarded the recordings to HR. I didn't expect it to happen so fast. Part of me felt a surge of triumph, but another part, a small, nagging part, wondered if I'd gone too far. I pushed it down. She'd tried to ruin me, ruin others. This was justice, wasn't it? My life started to shift. Clients reached out, apologizing, offering new projects. Friends who'd gone quiet messaged again, saying they'd been misled. My portfolio site's traffic spiked, and I even got a few new inquiries. It felt like I was clawing my way back, but it wasn't clean. People were taking sides, and the drama was exhausting. I just wanted my life back, not this circus. Jessica wasn't done, though. She sent me another message, this time a voice note. Her voice was low, venomous. "You think you've won? I'm not going anywhere." It sent a chill down my spine. I saved it, added it to the folder. If she was coming for me, I'd be ready. That night, I sat with a beer, scrolling through the chaos I'd unleashed. I'd wanted the truth out, and it was, but at what cost? I felt raw, exposed, like I'd ripped open a wound to clean it. My phone buzzed again, Sarah, saying Jessica's friends were dropping her, one by one. Was this what winning felt like? Or was something worse waiting around the corner? A week later, the landscape had changed. Jessica's lies were unraveling faster than I could have hoped. Her post trying to play the victim got buried under comments calling out her inconsistencies. People shared their own experiences, small things, like her twisting stories at parties, to bigger ones, like sabotaging coworkers. It was like the world finally saw her for what she was. Her job was gone by Wednesday. Marcus heard through the grapevine that HR had reviewed the recordings and fired her for misconduct. Her LinkedIn profile went dark, her social media locked down. Friends stopped tagging her, and the group chats she dominated were now dissecting her lies. I didn't feel joy, exactly, just a heavy, quiet relief. My name was clearing. Clients were back. My sister called, proud, saying, "You did what you had to." But I couldn't shake Jessica's last message. That voice note, dripping with venom, played in my head. I kept expecting her to strike back another lie, a new angle. I checked my evidence folder daily, making sure I had everything backed up. Paranoid? Maybe. But I'd underestimated her once before. Then Sarah called with news. Jessica had moved out of her apartment, left town. No one knew where. It should have felt like victory, but it didn't. I'd wanted her to face the consequences, not disappear. I wanted an apology, some sign she understood the damage she'd caused. Instead, she was gone, leaving me with this hollow feeling. I posted one final update, thanking everyone who'd supported me, sharing a bit about how close I'd come to losing everything. I didn't name Jessica this time, just focused on moving forward. The response was overwhelming, messages of support, new clients, even strangers saying they'd been through similar things. It felt like I'd rebuilt something stronger than before. But late at night, staring at my ceiling, I wondered, had I become the kind of person who destroys someone to save themselves? I didn't know. All I knew was I'd fought for the truth, and it had won. What do you do when the fight's over, but you're still haunted by it? It's been 3 months since the dust settled. My life's back on track, better, even. I landed a contract with a major tech firm, my portfolio's buzzing, and my friends are solid again. People don't whisper about me anymore, they ask how I'm doing, like they mean it. I'm Ethan Carter again, not the guy from Jessica's lies. But I think about her sometimes. Not with anger, more like curiosity. Where is she? Did she learn anything, or is she out there, spinning new stories? I'll never know. Sarah says she heard Jessica's in a new city, starting over. I hope she's different, but I doubt it. People like her don't change easy. I've changed, though. I'm more careful now, less trusting. I check my back, keep records of everything. I hate that I'm like this, but it's what survival looks like. I still get messages from people Jessica hurt, thanking me for speaking up. It feels good, but it's heavy too. I didn't want to be a hero, just wanted my life back. Sometimes I scroll through those old screenshots, the recordings, the evidence that saved me. I haven't deleted them. Maybe I should, but they're a reminder, the truth matters, and it's worth fighting for. I don't regret what I did, but I don't celebrate it either. It was a war I didn't choose, but I won it. The other night, I was out with Nate, grabbing burgers, and he asked, "You think she'll ever come back?" I shrugged. I'm not scared of her anymore. I've got the truth on my side, and that's enough. But what happens if she does come back? Guess I'll find out.